Picture this: Buenos Aires, the early 1900s. The city is alive with music, immigrants, and the smell of fresh empanadas in the air. But among the hustle, there's a scrappy young kid holding, wait for it, a violin made from an oil can. That kid? Francisco Canaro. And in a few years, he wouldn't just be playing tango, he'd be redefining it. Let's back up a little. Francisco Canaro was born in Uruguay in 1888 to a family that had about as much money as a broken bandoneon, basically none. His parents were Italian immigrants, struggling to make ends meet. But little Francisco had one thing: an obsession with music. The only problem: no instruments, no money, no lessons. So what does a future tango legend do? He builds a violin out of an empty oil can. Now, I don't know about you, but if I tried that, it'd sound like two alley cats fighting over a piece of chicken. But Canaro? He made it work. Fast forward a few years, Canaro moves to Buenos Aires with big dreams and still no money. But the kid could play. By the time he was a teenager, he was already sneaking into tango bars, soaking up the music. And then, the big break: he gets hired to play in a small tango orchestra. Now, here's where things get fun. Tango in the early 1900s? It wasn't glamorous. It was rebellious. It was played in dimly lit bars, in brothels, in underground clubs where people danced like they had no tomorrow. And Canaro? He thrived in it. By 1916, Canaro wasn't just playing tango, he was leading the sound of tango. He formed his own orchestra, but he didn't stop there. This man had ideas. You see, back then, tango music was a bit, let's say, chaotic. No clear rhythm, lots of improvisation. Canaro said, nope, we're gonna clean this up. Make it tight, make it something dancers can follow. And guess what? It worked. People loved it. But Canaro wasn't just a musical genius, he was also a businessman, and a good one. Back in the day, tango musicians weren't exactly rolling in cash. They got paid peanuts. But Canaro? He found a way to make serious money. How? By recording. A lot. His orchestra was one of the most recorded in history. In fact, if you played every Canaro record back to back, you'd be listening for days. And if that wasn't enough, he decided, hey, why stop at music? Let's make some movies too. So he jumped into the film business, composing for Argentine cinema. Now, what's a tango legend without a little romance and heartbreak? Enter Ada Falcon. Ada was a stunning tango singer, and her voice was as famous as her beauty. She and Canaro had a passionate, secret love affair. But there was one problem: Canaro was already married. For years, their affair played out behind the scenes. But eventually, Ada walked away, heartbroken. And here's the wildest part: she didn't just leave Canaro. She left everything. She vanished, retired from fame, and became a nun. So what made Canaro truly special? It wasn't just the music. It was his vision. He knew that tango wasn't just a sound, it was a business. He fought for musicians' rights, helped form SADAIC, Argentina's Songwriter Association, and ensured that artists actually got paid. In a world where tango musicians were treated like disposable background noise, Canaro made sure they got their due. Canaro passed away in 1964, but his music, it never died. Walk into a milonga today, and you'll still hear his sound guiding the dancers. His violin might have started as an oil can, but his music became pure gold. And now I want to hear from you. Did you know about Canaro's oil can violin? What's your favorite tango story? Drop a comment, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible tango legends.